to Inner Space Mumbly, and a very warm welcome to our online viewers. Today's topic, anyone knows what today's topic is? Happiness, and sorry, happiness hack. Yeah, we all need a hack to get happiness. Very interesting topic, and for that we have Sister Jagruti with us. And Sister Jagruti, she has been practicing Rajyoga meditation since her childhood. She is a student and meditation teacher and has imbibed the teaching of Rajyoga so well that she bubbles with and spreads the vibrant energy of happiness, peace, love, happiness, peace, and love around her. So, not taking much time, and I will over to Sister Jagruti. So please welcome her. Thank you.
Good evening, and welcome to this evening's sharings. I won't say talk, I will say sharings. And come in here this evening and sit in here for a few moments. It brought back many happy memories because before Inner Space was a job centre here, you may remember. And after that, after we had got this building, how it was beautifully transformed into a place where anybody was able to come and experience real joy and happiness. And I myself have been here on many occasions in many cultural activities and sharings and meditation. So it brought back many happy memories. And it's like going through the album from maybe 1 year ago or years ago, and or from your childhood. And when you look at a photo album, it brings back many memories. So this was the experience in the last 10-15 minutes sitting here, that how this place, and I'm sure for those watching online, and for those of you who are present now, and for those who come here daily, you have this experience for sure of happy memories. And so today's topic is happiness. And I actually work in the West End, and there's a real buzz there compared to 1 year ago. We all know what the situation was 1 year ago. However, this morning I was just thinking how the world has changed in many ways, and people have faced many situations. Some of them haven't been so good, some of them have been good, but how each one is moving ahead and going with the flow. And the reason I say that, because I was seeing the buzz in the West End and how Christmas is approaching and all the shops are beautifully decorated, and then coming home this afternoon, just seeing how people are just shopping. And compared to a year ago when I was there, it was total silence. There wasn't many people on the roads. Obviously, we were in various lockdowns. And so I was thinking, it made me think that how, am I really happy for what I have? Am I really happy for who I am? Or is it I'm only happy when I achieve something, whether it be something within me or whether it's something that I want? And so, for example, let's talk about a car. You want to buy a car, and you you will think about which type of car you would like to buy, and you will study it. And the first lesson is you can make sure you drive it. No way would you buy a car if you can't drive it. And so it's only after time where you've studied and you've understood that you will go out and buy the car that you like, whether it be in a Mercedes or a VW or whichever one you like. But if you have no knowledge of a car, if you can't even drive a car, then what is the point of buying a car? Will you buy a car just to keep it? Just because it looks pretty in your driveway? So when I have an understanding of something, I will purchase it. And a car is something that is physical. It's here today, it's not there tomorrow. You may change it, you may think, okay, I don't need a car right now because it's costly. So I've taken the topic up of a car, but it could be a house you're looking for. It could be a flat you're looking for. It could even be a simple table you're looking for. All these things, and the thing that really I think people have a passion for now is technology. Whether it be in mobile phones or tablets or computers or laptops, but they study what they want to buy, what they would like to purchase. So the question is that real happiness? I buy a phone today, so I'm happy. If I lose that phone tomorrow, am I happy? How will I feel? And so these are all materialistic things. Things that, of course, we need, things that we need to use, and obviously we are living in the 21st century, and so we need to be up to date. So these are things that we buy, we use, and sometimes we actually overuse them. Too much technology is not good for you. Too much of anything in life is not good for you. And then what happens is your happiness comes to zero. Why? Because you've totally used it. You've totally become bored of it because you've used it so much. And I was talking to somebody this morning, and they were telling me how a cyclist was actually cycling on the road and texting or reading their messages. And it was this much away from being hit by a bus. And obviously a bus is so big and a cyclist is so small. At that time, the cyclist is engrossed in the messages or in the phone or just wondering what message has popped up. Yet it was actually because of a traffic light that the bus stopped. Otherwise, you can imagine what would have happened. So there's a cyclist who is happy maybe reading a message, but what could have happened the second minute? And so I'd like to bring the word up of carelessness. Because when we actually misuse something, when we become careless, we lose happiness within a second. And so this is a practical example which we see day to day. People are walking and on the phone, driving and on the phone. And they're even maybe having a chat with you. And maybe it's just you and them in the room. But where are they looking? On the phone. And so it's like the focus is not there. When a focus is not there in life, it's because of carelessness. And so I'd like to move away from the topic of mobile and let's talk about the self. What is real happiness? How do I feel today? Do I feel happy? Do I get up? Did I get up this morning feeling happy? Or did I feel it was -3? And when is the heating going to come on? What is it that makes me happy? And so happiness is a tool, whether we say happiness or happy, and if you interconnect all the words, cheerfulness, joy, being very joyful, being very humorous, being very humble, one word leads on to the other. And so what is happiness? Happiness is when I've really understood myself. Happiness is when I go into silence to experience who I am. And happiness is giving time to myself. Yesterday evening, I went to my room just after 7 o'clock, and I sat there in silence for about 35 minutes. And it was really nice because I've had a whole day at work, but I realized it's good to give that time. We make time to read something or to eat or to sleep, but how much do I actually make time for myself? Do I make time for myself? There's a story. When you get up late, then on one hand there's a mobile and on the other hand is a piece of toast, and you're trying to leave the home on time. And what happens is, because you're rushing around, instead of eating the toast, you eat the mobile. And there's another story where the owner was taking his dog for a walk, and he kept throwing the bone so the dog would run and fetch it. And eventually, because he was in such a rush, he threw the mobile. When he looked in his hand, he saw the bone, and he realized what happened. By then it was too late, because the dog had, eaten or damaged most of the mobile. And so happiness is about being focused and about giving time. It's about discipline. Remember, when you are before time, in time, on time, you feel good. You feel happy, right? I don't need to be at work until about 8:15, 8:30. But I will always make sure that I'm there for 8:15, because it gives me happiness. It means I get a good report. It means that I've set a good character. And so our day-to-day activity, our day-to-day routine, our day-to-day discipline gives us happiness. But when we are rushing around, we are late, we make mistakes. And so time is very much connected to happiness. And yesterday, sitting there in silence, I was just writing and writing and writing. I don't know what I was writing, but I just wrote what I had experienced in the morning meditation. And believe it or not, it brought me a lot of joy and it brought me a lot of happiness. And in the evenings, I'm making sure that before I go to sleep, instead of having meetings or looking at phones or looking at messages, I'm actually either writing or reading something. We have many good books here, and at the moment I'm reading Feeling Great, because by the end of the evening, I'm not feeling great. That's reality. But just reading a page of that book brings happiness. So you need to find the tool, the ingredients that gives you happiness. And for me, it's three things actually. It's writing, number 2, sitting in silence, and having reflective moments. These are all things we do for our inner work. Externally, for me, is three things. Walking and exercise, I love. Baking cakes, I love. And playing badminton. So these are things I enjoy. I will make time even if I don't have time. And so you can see, you just need to have 2-3 hobbies, and they give a lot of joy, a lot of happiness. Even going to work, it sometimes feels like Mondays come around too quickly. But if I'm happy in my mind, then my presence is a present to people there. And today my manager said to me, I would do anything to have you full time. And because I've now been working for over 30 years, I said to him, I've done my fair share of working full time, because I work now 2 days a week. And it just made me appreciate that just going in for 2 days is a present for them. My presence is a present. So it brought me happiness, it brought me joy. I don't expect anything. I don't want anything. I've never worked for money, but I've always felt it was something I wanted to do, make a career. So what I need to do is again and again look at the things that I do, and if I don't do it with my heart, if I don't do it with happiness, what is it I can do to change it? And yes, sometimes on Sunday, when I realize tomorrow's Monday, I feel quite heavy. But I also teach positive thinking, and again, I change my thought patterns that no, tomorrow's going to be a great day, a better week, and really that's what it is. So when I go to school or work or whatever I do, with a very good, open, happy mind, I feel happy. You can't buy happiness. You can't buy it in the supermarkets. You can't buy it online or in Amazon. But where can you buy it? You don't need to buy it. It's within you. It's just like you opening a cupboard at home. And when you open a cupboard at home, you will realize, oh, I forgot I had that jacket. I forgot I had those pair of shoes. You go shopping for one thing, you end up buying how many things? If somebody has 30 pairs of shoes compared to somebody who has 3 pairs of shoes, who is the one that saves time? The one that has 30 pairs of shoes may take 30 minutes to decide which pair of shoes to wear. But the one who has 3 pairs of shoes may only take a minute. And so, really, do I need something? Even when I'm just going to buy something, do I really need it? I was looking this morning, I have a few jackets, and out of that, 4 have been gifted to me. And I was thinking, okay, but maybe now it's time to downsize. But I've kept them, they're sentimental, and maybe at the right time, I will see what I would like to do to them. But I wouldn't look in the cupboard in the morning thinking, which jacket should I wear, and spend my time on that. I just wouldn't do that. Because I feel, and I'm feeling a lot more now, time is very valuable, and the time I get now, I don't know if I'll get that time. So whatever I want to do, let me do it this moment. And there's many responsibilities I have in our main center in Willesden. And I was just thinking, or I was actually feeling, that from the morning, the activities that I am responsible for, it doesn't feel like a chore. A chore means I do it with my heart, it's a pleasure. I'm actually responsible for making sure that the house is open and everything's in order. And that brings me a lot of happiness. And it's actually done at a time when many people aren't there, or nobody's there rather. But it brings me happiness, it brings me joy. And so everything I do, everything I have, it's about literally writing down what is it in life that I have, how fortunate I am. And a few weeks ago, in a senior sisters class sharing, this was one thing she had said, that write down everything you have and how lucky you are. Everything, literally everything. And I did the list. I was very grateful. I had a beautiful family. I have a beautiful home to live in. I have a job. I may not always enjoy it, but it's a good job. I have a car, so all the things I literally have. But also making a list of all the inequalities. Sometimes we fail to look at our own qualities, our own specialities. And so 25 years ago, I didn't know how to make a cake. I didn't even have time to make cakes, but I studied, I practiced, I gave time, I invested time, and now I can say, you know, what used to take me an hour can take me half an hour or 20 minutes. Some cakes can take 4 or 5 hours to decorate. Some can take half the time, 2 hours to decorate. Whatever it is, it brings happiness, whether it's this size or big size. It's something I enjoy. So again, adding that to my list. And in the last, I think, 5, 6 weeks, I've taken up badminton. And it's really brought me a lot of happiness, a lot of joy. It's actually in the middle of the week, and it loosens everything in you, mentally, physically. It's like, you know, when you have pain in your body, but when you are coming to do something active, whether it's dancing or walking, you forget the pain. It's like you're very happy again. But if I go exercising thinking I've got a backache, even if the backache is this small, it will become this big. And just this afternoon, I was sharing with one of my colleagues at work that we were talking about sick records, and it's very rare that I'm off sick from work. And the reason for this is, even when I started working, when I wasn't well, my mother would make us go to work. She said, don't sit at home. If you can eat and watch TV, then you can go to work or go to school. Sometimes we would say, oh, I have a toothache, I've got a headache, or I just don't feel well. Unless we were really not well, sometimes we were just being lazy. And she would make us go to work. She would make us go to school. She would make us physically do work. Okay, you have pain in your left arm, that's okay. The right arm is working. And this is what she would make us do. And when I think about it today, the reason was, it's not because she didn't want to do it, it was so that we were mentally and physically active, and it brought us happiness. And even till today, sometimes if my physical energy is low, then yes, you need to just sit quiet. I do take moments to sit quietly or go for a walk or do something I enjoy, but then not to push myself. So if you need to lie down, you need to lie down. If you need to read something, you need to read something. So it's understanding your body. You may have an illness, you will go to the doctor will actually tell you, this is what it is and this is what you need to do. He will recommend something. But it's up to me how I take it forward. When I learnt of something, something I have within me 10 years ago, the doctor said to me, you need to increase your daily activeness. Already I was quite active, but I had to increase it. And I did, and 10 years now after that, I'm seeing the difference. It's like, you know, I need to keep myself healthy. These days, people are very health conscious. We all are. You know, we're wheat-free and gluten-free and dairy-free and chili-free and all these free. And sometimes we forget that, what about myself? What do I need to be free from? That's all a physical thing, but I need to be free from waste. What makes me happy? When do I smile? Do I just smile when I look at my best friend? Or do I smile when I look at my worst enemy? Or the best time to smile is when you look in the mirror. And when you look in the mirror, is there anyone who doesn't use a mirror here? When you look in a mirror, you see yourself. Smile to yourself. You know, we smile to each other, but how much do we smile to ourselves? Instead of looking at myself thinking I look tired, oh my God, I look dreadful, but smile. Love yourself. Actually love yourself. You've worked hard. If nobody recognizes you've worked hard, all you do is lift your right hand and pat yourself on the back. And the ingredient is to be happy. There's 3 things I've been really every day remembering. Be light, be easy, and be happy. And really, when I'm light in the mind, lightness physically is another thing. But although I'm not heavy, I do become heavy. So lightness of the mind and the heart. So to be light, to be easy means to go with the flow. I said to somebody, oh, you didn't come to work last week. It was too cold for me. And that's not an excuse that is acceptable. Rain, shine, snow, we have to go to work. And so, they were just making an excuse. But we have to be easy. Go with the flow. If the train's late, the train's late. If it's raining, it's raining. But the weather shouldn't affect my mood, shouldn't affect my happiness. And so again and again and again, remember, happiness begins with H. Heart begins with H. Whatever's going to happen begins with H. So happiness is connected to the heart, and the heart is connected to feelings. Feelings happen or are generated when things happen, whether they're being good or whether they are bad. And so no matter what, I must not lose my happiness. I have to, and it's not I have to, but I would like to. If you asked me, would you like a glass of water? That's how you would ask me. You wouldn't say to me, do you need a glass of water? Even if I wanted a glass of water, I would say no, because of the way you asked me. Or if I asked you, do you want a cup of tea? And even if you wanted a cup of tea, you will say no. Would you like a cup of tea? And in the beginning, when I started working, we were educated to say good morning. Can you imagine working in an office with 30 people? By the time you got to the 20th person, you would go, good morning. It's like there was no enthusiasm there. And so I'm a great believer. Whatever you do, whatever you say, whatever, or not you, me, whatever I do, whatever I say, whatever I think, let me do it with my heart. Otherwise, don't do it. Even if I need to cry, let me cry with my heart, then I won't cry so quickly again. And then somebody asked a question once in positive thinking, what about getting angry? Should I be happy to get angry? Well, the answer really is no, because I'm sure you will agree, when we get angry, we don't feel good. Or when we react, we don't feel good. So we need to look at all the minus points as well. Reaction, negativity, not understanding. These are also things which diminish, which finish my happiness. And so let my heart be clean, let my heart be light, and let the happiness just flow. Think about it. When you have rain, when it's raining, there's constant rain. Sometimes it's heavy, sometimes it's light. No matter what it is, it's rain. When the weather is warm, you love the rain, right? But when it's cold, you don't like the rain. But the rain is rain. The rain will do its job. When it's sunny and it's cold, you like to stand in the sun. But when it's hot, you don't like to be in the sun. And I always think of the weather. In the summer, it was so hot. Were we happy? We were looking for when the temperature's going down. And now, in the last few days, well, I've been looking, when is the temperature going back up? So is my happiness dependent on people, circumstances, or situations? I need to check this for myself. And so I feel to really experience happiness, to really share happiness, to actually gift this to everyone, I need to look in the mirror and see myself. Doesn't matter how tired I am, doesn't matter if my hair's a mess, but look in the mirror and really see yourself. Looking at your inner qualities, your inner values. Because when I see myself, I will feel happy. And sometimes from a young age, I always had this thought that when people are with me or see me, they should never think, oh, not her again. But they should be happy. I used to always feel this. And even till today, of course, I can't be liked by everybody. I can't please everybody. But at least a majority of time, let the feelings within me be a gift to others. Let my presence be a present to others. And I'm seeing more and more, it's been my experience in the last 6 months, especially, whatever are my thoughts, that is a fragrance that is generated through body language, through attitude, through words, through just looking at somebody. Can you imagine if I look at you like this, how would you feel? But if I'm looking at you very nicely, kindly, respectfully, you will feel happy. And I'm seeing this more and more, and I'm again and again pinching myself, thinking of the traffic light, red, amber, and green. Are my thoughts going wild? Stop. Are they necessary? Stop. If they are necessary because I want to resolve something, then by all means go to amber. And if they're positivity, not hurting anybody, then go to green. So I love traffic lights. Even if I'm walking, I look at traffic lights and I remind myself, am I going to say something which is unkind or something I shouldn't? Stop. Is it necessary? Then get ready, amber, and then green, go. And so the traffic light symbol or the image of the traffic light is good for my thoughts, my words, my attitude, my fragrance. People wear aftershave, people wear perfume. I love perfume. That is an external fragrance. Or lighting a candle is an external fragrance. But the real fragrance is if I have good thoughts, happy thoughts, then I generate those vibrations externally, right? And so no matter how tired you may be, physically or mentally, but you will feel good. Even if you're watching a cartoon and you're tired, you feel happy. Even if you watch a comedy for 5 minutes, Laura and Hardy, you feel happy. Something that just brings you happiness. Sometimes you have to switch your mind. And I know I love to do my steps, I love walking, and the more I walk, it's like I forget the pain, the sorrow. Or playing badminton. Now I look forward to tomorrow. It actually, I forget the pain, I forget the stress, I forget something that's not right. Because when something bothers me, I may not generally I may not come into words, but it's playing in my mind and my heart because I feel heavy. But I've now learned the art of letting go, the art of living. So when I let go, just go with the flow, it will happen at the right time. Having good people, having good friends, living with good people, well, when you live with 2 people, or whether you live with 8 people, you will face challenges. But the way to turn around those challenges and to be happy is look at their qualities. What we tend to do is look at the 25 wrong things that have happened. You did this, 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 and this, and this. But what I need to do, or what I'm practicing to do now, is look at least 1 quality or 2 qualities. So it reminds me of who I am. Understanding myself, understanding what is it I need to do. I was going to do an exercise to get you all to write, but I think what we can do is just for the next few moments to sit in silence, forget everything else, but really think of something that you have and you don't appreciate. It could be a job. There are many people out there who don't have a job. The fact I have a job, but I think I want a better job. So think of something you don't appreciate. And then think of a method of how you are going to change that. So, for example, I'll give you an example. I want a better job, but I do have a job. Why? Because I'm not happy in my current job. So how can I change that? Appreciate the fact I have a job. As we all know, there's many people out there who don't have jobs, and I know somebody who's been looking for a job for the last 11 months. And it's quite sad. 11 months they've been looking for a job. And so let's just take a few moments to just think of this one thing that I do that I haven't appreciated up until today. And think of a method of how you're going to change that. Did you manage to think of something? And I think you will agree, there are things in our life we don't appreciate. I know there's an individual who for the last few days, we've not been having good conversations. It's actually been not good messages and not good conversations. It's very minor, but it's very hurtful. And so again, I was reminding myself, the smallest things are the most painful things. Like a toothache is the worst pain, right? So, and I was thinking, how can I change that? At least in my heart and in my mind, let me just generate good feelings, good vibrations, and be happy. I have reacted. I have not been also responsive in a good way. But this morning I was thinking, it's about coming back to the seed stage, which is understanding myself, knowing myself, loving myself, appreciating myself. And so when you get the opportunity, do take time out to make a list of things that bring you happiness. You know, there's many things on YouTube now. Exercises, walk, Zumba exercises. Maybe when your body's really tired, just 5 minutes of that will bring up joy. It will really ignite a very happy feeling, because this is my experience. Whether I do it in the morning or afternoon or evening, it brings happiness. And then also, connected with happiness is appreciation. Appreciating everything I have, appreciating the people I live with, and appreciating who I am. That is the biggest service of all. You can love others, you can respect others, but to love yourself and to respect yourself is a big thing. If I cannot love myself, I cannot love others. If I don't respect myself, how can I respect others? So again, to bake a beautiful cake of happiness, that also is an art. Because one thing is, when I physically make endless cakes, it brings me great joy and great happiness to see the happiness on the family's face, you know, to see how happy they are. Not the fact they're getting a piece of cake, but the fact we've honored a member of the family, or we're honoring an occasion. So there's so many things we do that we actually need to be, I won't say proud of, but to be happy about. So check myself. Is my presence a present for someone? I never want anyone to think, not her again. And I have to say, in all these years I've been working, I've always felt that God has taken care of me and gifted me. I've had challenging moments, challenging years, challenging episodes in my life. But again, just coming back to who I am, what I need to do. I know I can't be liked and loved by everyone, but at least let me like and love everyone else. I till today would never say I hate somebody. I may disagree with somebody, or I may not see eye to eye to somebody, but where there is hatred, there's never happiness. Because hatred is a very ill feeling that actually ruins my happiness. We always say, because of you, I'm not happy. Because of this thing, I'm not happy. So we blame, blame, and blame. But it's not about naming and shaming. It's about checking myself. When the doctor says to you, cut down your cholesterol, then you have to cut down, which means you cut down on fried food, maybe some carbs. So you have to take care of yourself. And in actual fact, a few years ago, I think it was about 3-4 years ago, the doctor said to me, believe it or not, your cholesterol is very high. And I worked hard at it. And even till today, I'm quite disciplined in what I eat, but they told me that. And otherwise, you know, because as you know, it affects your heart. And I was thinking, well, I'm active. It's okay to have the odd this, this, and this. And then I went back, and he said it's too high now. It was high. I paid attention, but it had gone higher. So then I went the other way. I actually disciplined myself as to what I was going to eat. And yes, I do treat myself, but not like before. And when I did go the third time, he said I had brought it down, but I need to maintain it. And so, although he gave me guidance, I had to do the hard work. And so it's like that. We all know the tools for happiness. We know how to be happy. And now, right now, in the current situation of the world, we don't know what tomorrow holds. So I believe in one thing. Don't think of the past. Don't look too much in the future, but be happy in the present moment. Just go with the flow and be happy. And this has been my experience for many, many weeks. Go with the flow. The right thing happens at the right time. I may not agree at that time, but it's at the right time. Even today, I was thinking, you know, I work in the city, then to come home, then to come here, how will I manage? I had that thought for 2-3 days. But one thing was for sure, God will take care. I need to give myself, be ahead of time, and things will be taken care of. So I allowed time. If I didn't allow time, I'm sure I would have been stressed out by now. And so I wasn't going to do that. I wasn't going to do where my blood pressure is fluctuating and I'm panicking, and no. And I saw today everything just happened accurately. I didn't have problems with the train. I was happy. I was on time. I went with the flow, and there it is. There you are. So sometimes, not sometimes, we do need to have faith in ourselves. Whatever happens will be for the best. And so happiness is holding it, nourishing it, but sharing it with others. And so I hope there's been great sharings. And as I mentioned, I was going to do an exercise, but when you are at home without your mobile, so before you go to sleep, I always put the mobile to sleep, you know, on do not disturb mode, aeroplane mode, and then to give that time to myself. So write something, keep writing. The good remedy to declutter the mind and heart and to be happy is to write. Keep writing. You'll be amazed at what you can write. And so write for yourself, what makes me happy? How can I nourish that happiness? So yes, no matter what, I need to be happy. I have to be happy, because the happiness that we all have collectively, we can share with others. If I am happy, then the people I live with and work with, they will also experience that, right? So underneath our masks, we need to smile. It's good for your face, it's good for your muscles, and it's good to be happy, correct? So I'd like to stop here and give an opportunity if anybody would like to ask any questions. Or are you happy? So let me ask you, are you happy? Very happy? No matter what, the fire engine's going or the ambulance, but am I happy? No? So any questions? So no questions is actually a sign of contentment and happiness, which is good. But no, not even questions. Does anyone would like to share anything? You're content? You're happy? So now you can all dance for 3 hours. Will that help? If we were to dance here for 3 hours, how would we feel? I think it would be good, actually. It would be good for us, it would be good for the environment, it would be good for the place. So with our happiness, that's one thing we don't recycle. You know, we recycle plastic and paper and waste, but never recycle your happiness at the expense of anything. Even eating, it's good, it makes you happy, but overeating can make you sad. So to stay within your limits is happiness in everything, right? If you have 2 hands and you're going by bus, you will not shop where you end up with 20 bags and then think, oh, nobody helped me, right? So it's understanding, being practical, and being sensible, right? So not to analyze what is right and what is wrong, but to analyze, well, what did I learn from today? To check and change, check and change. And do you have many thoughts throughout the day? No? Yes? I'm sure we all do. We all have many thoughts. So always keep an image of the traffic lights, and then your thoughts will stop. You know, each one of us needs to sleep, needs to eat, needs to laugh, needs to smile. Each one of us has a special person we are connected with, whether it's our sister or our brother or a brother or just somebody we are connected with. That's absolutely fine. We are connected with each other, you know? So real happiness is where we are good friends with each other. And I always think the image of happiness and friendship is where when a child learns to walk, he will crawl, he will walk, he will fall, he will cry for a second, and then he will clap again like it was so funny. And then again he will do that. He will walk, he will fall, he will cry, he will get up and he will clap again. So I need to be that child, that even if I walk and I fall, let me stand up and be happy. And if my friends, not physically you're falling, but you feel down, and if my friends are like that, then let me share that happiness with them. That is a true fragrance of sharing real happiness, is to help them to come out of it, whatever they're facing. A problem shared is a problem halved, which is a problem solved. So we finish here, and for the next few moments, Well, first of all, thank you for those watching online. Thanks to all of you who are present. Your presence is a present to this place. But really, for the next few moments, not thinking about where I am or what is it I need to do, but let me just sit comfortably and in silence think about my happiness and how I'm going to share and gift that with others. So gifting, a physical gift on birthday and Christmas or special festivals is one thing, but the actual gift I can give to somebody is my company or my thoughts or my sharings. So we'll sit a few moments in silence just to think about this and share the fragrance of happiness around me. Thank you. And I think you will agree it's useful to sit in silence like this because it really does give you moments of reflection for yourself and also what you would like to do or what you would like to change within you to be happy. So have a good evening, enjoy the rest of the day, and thank you for coming.
Thank you, Sister Jagruti, for wonderful talk. And our next week talk, same time, same place. And the topic is defeating bad habits. And the following week, which is the 14th of December, is our Inner Space Christmas Day. And for that, we having us talking up my toolkit. And that's the last Tuesday talk of the year. So everybody is welcome on that. And once again, all of you, thank you to come and join us, and also the online viewers. And have a safe journey back home. Thank you.
Thank you.